UKShakes production of Macbeth. Please, at this moment, silence all of your cell phones. Also, please feel free to take pictures during the performance. Please tag us on them. We really like it when people do that. If you're feeling particularly generous, we would appreciate any donations that you have. I like the phrase, change is good, but dollars are better. So please, if you feel like donating, please do. Also, there is a restroom, but please don't use it during the performance. We will have a 15-minute intermission halfway through, and it'll be open right there. Let's see if there's anything else. All right, so thank you again for coming. And if you really like the show, please tell everyone you know. If you don't, tell them you saw cats.
The merciless MacDonald, worthy to be a rebel, showed like a rebel's whore. All's too weak for brave Macbeth. Well he deserves that name, disdaining fortune with his brandished steel, which smoked with bloody execution, like valor's minion, carved out a passage till he faced the slave, which ne'er shook hands nor bade farewell, till he unseamed him from the nave to the chats, and fixed his head upon our battlements.
Valiant cousin, a worthy gentleman.
But the Norwegian lord surveying vantage with furbished arms and new supplies of men began a fresh assault.
Dismayed not this, our captains, Macbeth and Banquo.
Yes, as sparrows, eagles, or the hare, the lion. If I say sooth, I must report they were as cannons overcharged with double cracks, so they doubly redoubled strokes upon their foe. But I am weak, my gashes cry for help.
Thy wounds become thee as thy words. They smack of honor both. Go, get him surgeons. Who comes here?
The worthy Thane Ross. What haste looks through his eyes, so should he look that seems to speak things strange.
God save the king.
Whence camest thou, worthy Thane?
From Fife, great king, where the Norwegian banners flout the sky and fan our people cold. Norway himself with terrible numbers, assisted by that most disloyal traitor, the Thane of Cawdor, began a dismal conflict, till that Belena's bridegroom laughed in proof, confronted him with self-comparisons, point against point rebellious, arm against arm curbing his lavish spirit, and to conclude, the victory fell on us.
Great happiness.
That now swain of the Norway's king craves composition, nor would we deign him burial of his men till he dispersed at St. Convent $10,000 to our general use.
No more that Thane of Cawdor shall deceive our bosom interest. Go, pronounce his present death, and with his former title, greet Macbeth.
I'll see it done.
What he hath lost, noble Macbeth hath won.
A drum, Macbeth doth come. The weird sisters, hand in hand, posters of the sea and land, thus do go about, about, thrice to thine, and thrice to mine, and thrice again to make up 9. Peace, the charms wound up.
So foul and fair day I have not seen.
How far is called to forest? What are these voices that sound not like the inhabitants of the earth? Live you? Or are you aught that man may question?
Speak, if you can. What are you?
Hail, Macbeth, hail to thee, Thane of Glamis.
All hail Macbeth, hail to thee, Thane of Cawdor.
All hail, Macbeth, thou shalt be king hereafter.
Good sir, why do you start and seem to fear things that do sound so fair? In the name of truth, are ye fantastical, or that indeed which outwardly ye show? My noble partner you greet with present grace, with royal hope that he seems rapt withal. To me you speak not. If you can look into the seeds of time and say which grain will grow and which will not, speak then to me. For neither beg nor fear your favors nor your hate.
Hail, hail, hail. Lesser than Macbeth, and greater.
Not so happy, yet much happier. Thou shalt get kings, though thou be none.
So all hail, Macbeth and Banquo. Banquo and Macbeth, all hail.
Stay, you imperfect speakers. By Sinel's death I know I am Thane of Glamis. But how of Cawdor? The Thane of Cawdor lives. A prosperous gentleman. To be king stands not within the prospect of belief. No more than to be Cawdor. Say from whence you owe this strange intelligence, or why upon this blasted heath you stop our way with such prophetic greeting. Speak, I charge you.
The earth hath bubbles, as the water has, and these are of them. Whither are they?
Into the air, as breath into the wind. Would they had stayed.
Were such things here as we do speak about, or have we eaten on the insane root that takes the reason prisoner?
Your children shall be kings,
You shall be king,
and Thane of Cawdor too, were it not so.
to the self-same tune and words. Who's here?
The king hath happily received, Macbeth, the news of thy success, and when he reads thy personal venture in the rebels' fight, his wonders and his praises do contend, which should be thine or his. Came post with post, and everyone did bear thy praises in his kingdom's great defense, and bore them down before him.
We are sent from our royal master to give thee thanks, to bid thee into his sight, and he bade me from him call thee Thane of Cawdor, in which addition, hail, most worthy Thane, for it is thine.
What, can the devil speak true?
The Thane of Cawdor lives. Why do you dress me in borrowed robes?
Who was Thane lives yet, but under heavy judgment bears that life which he deserves to lose. His treason's capital confessed and proved have overthrown him.
Glamis and Thane of Cawdor. The best is behind. Thank you for your pains. Do you not wish that your children shall be kings, when those that gave Cawdor to me promised no less to them?
That honest home may yet enkindle you unto the crown, besides the Thane of Cawdor. But 'tis strange, and oftentimes to win us to our harm, the instruments of darkness tell us truths, win us with honest trifles, to betray us in deepest consequence. Cousins, a word, I pray you.
Two truths are told. This happy prologue to the swelling act of the imperial thing. Cannot be ill, cannot be good. If ill, why hath it given me earnest of success, commencing in a truth? I am Thane of Glamis. If good, why do I yield to that horrid suggestion, whose horrid image doth unfix my hair and make my seated heart knock at my ribs? Present fears are worse than horrible imaginings. My thought, whose murder is but fantastical shape, so my single state of man, the function is smothered in surmise. Nothing is what is not. If chance will have me king, what chance may crown me? Come what come may, time and the hour run through the roughest day.
Look how our partner's wrapped.
New horrors come upon him. Worthy Macbeth, we stay upon your leisure.
Forgive me. My brain was wrought with things forgotten. Kind gentlemen, your paintings are rich where every day I turn the leaf to read them. Let us toward the king. Speak upon what hath chanced. Speak our hearts free to each other.
Very gladly.
Till then. Now, come friends.
Is execution done on Cawdor?
My liege, they are not yet come back, but I have spoke with one that saw him die, who did frankly report that he confessed his treasons, implored your highness pardon, and set forth a deep repentance.
Aha, my worthiest cousin! The sin of my ingratitude weighed heavy upon me even now. All there is left to say, more is thy due than more than all can pay.
The service and loyalty I owe in doing so pays itself, and our duties which do all that they should in doing everything safe for your love and honor.
Welcome hither. I have begun to plant thee, and will make thee full and growing. Noble Banquo, let me enfold thee, and draw thee near to my heart.
There, my grove, the harvest is your own.
My plenteous joys are wanton in fullness. They seek to hide themselves in drops of sorrow. Sons, kinsmen, banes, and those whose places are the nearest know that we shall establish our estate upon our eldest, Malcolm, whom hereafter we shall name the Prince of Cumberland, and whose honor must not unaccompanied invest in him alone, but like signs of nobleness, shall shine on all deserving, from hence to Inverness, and bind us further to you.
The rest is labor which is not used for you. Make myself a harbinger, and make joyful the hearing of my wife at your approach. So humbly take my leave.
My worthy Cawdor.
The Prince of Cumberland. That is a step on which I must fall down, or else, or leap. For in my way it lies. Stars, hide your fires. Let not light see my black and deep desires. The eye wink at the hand, but let that be which the eye fears when it is done to see.
They met me in the day of success, and I have learned by the perfectest report they have more in them than mortal knowledge. When I burnt in desire to question them further, they made themselves air, into which they vanished. As I stood wrapped in the wonder of it, came missives of the king, who all hailed me Thane of Cawdor, by which title before these weird sisters saluted me, and referred me on to the coming of time, with Hail, King that shalt be. This have I thought good to deliver thee, my dearest partner in greatness, that thou mightst not lose the dues of rejoicing by being ignorant of what greatness is promised thee. Lay it to your heart, and farewell. Glannis thou art, and Cawdor, and shall be what thou art promised. And yet I fear thy nature is too full of the milk of human kindness to catch the nearest way. What thou wouldst highly, that wouldst thou holily, would not play false, and yet would wrongly win. Thou hast great Glannis, that which cries, if thou have it, thou must do it. And yet that which rather thou must fear to do than wishes to be undone. Hie thee hither, that I may pour my spirits in thine ear, and chastise with the valor of my tongue all that impedes thee from the golden round, which fate and metaphysical aid do seem to have thee crowned withal. What are your tidings?
The king comes here tonight.
Thou art mad to say it. Is not my master with him, who, if 'twere true, would have sent ahead for preparation?
So please you, it is true. One of my fellows had speed of him, who, almost dead for breath, had scarcely more than would make for this message.
Give him tidings. He brings great news. The raven himself is hoarse that croaks the fatal entrance of Duncan under my battlements. Come, you spirits that tend on mortal thoughts, unsex me here and fill me from crown to toe top full of direst cruelty. Make thick my blood, stop of access and passage to remorse, that no compunctions visiting of nature shake my fell purpose, nor make peace between the effect and it. Come to my woman's breast and take my milk for gall, you murdering ministers, wherever in sightless substance you do wait on nature's mischief. Come, thick night, and pall thee in the dunnest smoke of hell, that my keen knife sees not the wound it makes, nor heaven peep through the curtain of darkness to cry, hold, hold. Great Glamis, worthy Cawdor, greater than both by the all hail hereafter. Your letters have transported me from this ignorant present, and I feel the future in an instant.
My dearest love, Duncan comes here tonight,
And when goes he hence?
tomorrow, as he purposes.
Never the sun shall that morrow see. Thy face, dear Thane, is like a book where men may read strange tales to beguile the times. Be like the times, bear welcome in your hand, your eye, your tongue. Look like the innocent flower, but be the serpent under it. He that's coming must be provided for. You'll put this night's great business into my dispatch, which shall give our days and nights to come ever sovereign sway and masterdom.
We will speak further.
Look up clear, to alter is to ever fear. Leave the rest to me.
If we're done when 'tis done, then 'twere well, we're done quickly. If the assassination could trammel up the consequence, and catch with his surcease success, that this blow might be the be-all and end-all here. Here, upon this bank and shoal of time, will jump the life to come. In these cases, we still have judgment here, that we but teach bloody instruction, which returns to plague the inventor. This even-handed justice commends the ingredients of our poison chalice to our own lips. He's here in double trust. First, science, subject, and strong against the deed. Then, as his host, who should, against the murderer, shut the door, not bear the knife myself. Besides, this Duncan hath been so clear on his great office, hath borne his faculties so meek. Like angels, they will plead trumpet-tongued against the deep damnation of his taking on. Pity shall blow the horrid deed in every eye. The tears shall drown the wind. I have no spurs to prick the sides of my intent, only vaulting ambition, which o'erleaps itself and falls on the other. How now, what news?
He is almost supped. Why have you left the chamber?
Hath he asked for me?
Know you not he has?
We will know further in this business. He hath honored me of late, and I have bought golden opinions from all sorts of people, which would be worn now in their newest gloss, not cast aside so soon.
Was Hope drunk wherein you dressed yourself? Hath it slept since then, and wakes now to look so green and pale at what it did so freely? From such time should I account thy love. Art thou afeard to be the same in act and valor as thou art in desire? Thou live a coward in thy own esteem, letting I dare not wait upon I would, like the poor cat in the adage.
I dare do all that may become a man, who dares do more as none.
What beast was it then made you break your enterprise to me? When you dare do it, then you were a man. Nor time nor place did then adhere, and yet you would make them both. Now they make themselves, and that their fitness does unmake you. I have given suck, and know how tender 'tis to love the babe that milks me, I would, while he were smiling in my face, have dashed his brains out, had I so sworn as you have done to me.
And if we should fail?
We fail. But screw your courage to the sticking place and will not fail. Tonight, when Duncan is asleep, his two chamberlains will lie with wine and wassails so convinced that memory and the receipt of reason, a line back only. And those two in swinish sleep do lie as if in death. What cannot you and I perform upon the unguarded Duncan? What not put upon his spongy officers to bear the guilt of our great quell?
Will it not be received when we have marked with blood those very two of his own chamber and used their daggers that they have done it?
Who would receive it else, when we shall make our grief and clamor roar upon his death?
I am settled, and bend up each corporal agent to this terrible feat. Away, and mark the time with fair show. False face must hide, but false heart doth know.
How goes the night, boy?
The moon is down. I have not yet read the clock.
Their candles are out. Yet I would not sleep. Restrain in me the cursed thoughts that nature gives way to and compose. Give me my sword. Who's here?
A friend.
What, sir? Not yet at rest? The king's abed. He hath been an unusual pleasure, and sent forth great largesse to your offices. I dreamt last night of the three weird sisters. To you they have showed some truth.
I think not of him. Yet, if you would entreat now to serve, if you would cleave to my consent when 'tis, we would spend in some time upon that business. If you would grant the time. It would make good honors for you, if it was the while.
Oh, thanks, sir. Delight to you.
Is this a dagger I see before me? The handle toward my hand? I have thee not, yet I see thee still. In form as palpable as that which now I draw. Art thou not sensible to feeling as to touch? Art thou a vision of the heat-oppressed brain? Mine eyes are made fools of the other senses, or else worth all the rest. On thy blade and dudgeon are gouts of blood which was not so before. It is the bloody business that informs thus to mine eyes. Marshallously the way I was going, such an instrument I was to use. Whilst I fret, he lives. Word to the heat of deeds too cold breath gives. Bell summons me. Hear it not, Duncan. It is a bell that summons thee to heaven or to hell.
That which hath made them drunk hath made me bold. What quenches them gives me fire. Hark! Peace, it was the owl that cries. The fatal bellman gives the sternest good night. He is about, and the doors are open. The surfeited grooms do mock their charge with snores. I've drugged their possets that date nature and death do contend about them whether they should live or die. I'm afraid he is awake and it's not done. The attempt and not the deed confounds us. No, I laid the daggers ready. He could not have missed them. The old man not looked so much like my father as he slept. I'd have done it. My husband.
I done the deed, didst thou not hear a noise?
I heard the owl's shriek and the cricket's cry.
This is a sorry sight.
Foolish thought to say a sorry sight.
There's one did laugh in sleep, and one cried murder, that they did wake. I stood and heard them, but they did say their prayers and addressed them again to sleep.
There two lodged together.
There's one that say, God bless us, and Amen, the other. While they saw me with these hangman's hands. Listening their fear, I could not pronounce Amen when they did say, God bless us.
Consider it not so deeply.
Wherefore could I not pronounce Amen? I had most need of blessing, and Amen stuck in my throat.
You must not think of these things in these ways. To do so will make us mad.
Methought I heard a voice cry, sleep no more. Macbeth of murder sleep, innocent sleep, sleeve of ravelled care. Chief nourisher's second course, the death of each day's life, balm of hurt minds.
What do you mean?
Still it cried, sleep no more. Glamis hath murdered sleep, and therefore Cawdor shall sleep no more. Macbeth shall sleep no more.
Who was it thus cried? My worthy Thane, you do unbend your noble strength by thinking so brain-sickly on things. Come, wash this filthy witness from your hands. Why have you brought this dagger from the place? It must remain there. Go and return it. Must seem their guilt.
I'm afraid to think of what I have done. I will not look upon it.
Infirm of purpose. The sleeping and the dead are but as pictures. It's the eye of childhood that fears the painted devil. Give me the dagger. I'll take it back, and if he do bleed, I'll gild the faces of the groom.
What noise is this? How is it that every noise appalls me? Will all great Neptune's ocean wash clean my hands? No, this my hand will gather the multitudinous seas incarnadine, making the green one red.
My hands are of your color, but ashamed to wear a heart so white. Come, there's a knocking at the south entry. Little water clears us of the deed. How easy it is then! Your constancy has left you unattended. Come, put on your nightgown, lest occasion calls and shows us to be watchers. Be not caught up so poorly in your thoughts.
To know my deed, 'twere best not know myself. Wake Duncan with thy knocking, I would thou couldst.
John! I'm relieving my finest moments. Oh, there's a knocking indeed. If a man were a porter of healthy, he should have all turned the key. Knock, knock! Who's there? In the name of Elizabeth. Elizabeth. Beelzebub! Here's a farmer. He had hanged himself. On the expectation of plenty. We'll have napkins about you now. Here you'll sweat for it. Knock, knock! Who's there? In the name of name of the other devil's name? Equivocator. Equivocator! Could swear on both the scales against either scale. Committed treason. For God's sake. Or could not. Equivocate. Heaven. Knock, knock. Who's there? An English tailor. For stealing a French hose. French hose. Well, here you may roast your goose. Knock, knock. Who's there? Who's there? Who's there? Cold. Cold, for hell. I'll devil port it no further. I had hopes to let in some of all professions that go the primrose way to the everlasting bonfire. Anon, anon. Remember the porter? Mary, sir, what three things does lechery most provoke? Mary, sir, nose painting? Boop. Lechery? And, urine! Lechery, sir, it provokes and it unprovokes. It therefore could be said to be an equivocator with lechery. It makes him, and it mars him, and it takes him on and sets him off. It makes him stand to and not stand to. In conclusion and in summary, it equivocates. In a lie and in his sleep, it leaves him.
Is that master stirring? You're knocking as awake, and here he comes.
Good morrow, noble sir.
Good morrow, both.
Is the king stirring, worthy thane?
Not yet.
He did command me to call timely on him. I have almost slipped the hour.
I'll take you to him.
I know this is a joyful trouble to you, but yet 'tis one.
The labor we delight in physics paper. Here's the door.
I'll make so bold to call, for 'tis my limited service.
Goes the king hence today?
He does. He did appoint so.
The night has been unruly where we lay. Our chimneys were blown down, and, as they say, strange screams of death heard in the air, lamentings of death, and prophesying with accents terrible of dire combustion and confused events, new hatched to the woeful time, the obscure bird clamored the livelong night. Some say the earth was feverous and did shake.
'Twas a rough night.
My young remembrance cannot parallel a fellow to it.
Horror! Tongue nor heart cannot conceive nor name thee.
What's the matter?
Confusion now hath made his masterpiece. Most sacrilegious murder hath broke out the Lord's anointed temple and stole thence the life of the building.
What is it you say, the life?
Me, his majesty?
Approach the chamber and destroy your sight. See and then speak yourselves. Awake! Awake! Ring the alarm bell! Murder and treason! Banquo! Madam, awake! Shake off this downy sleep, death's counterfeit, and look on death itself! Up, and see the great doom's image! Malcolm, Banquo! As from your graves, rise up and walk like sprites to countenance this horror! Ring the bell!
What's the matter that such a hideous trumpet calls to parley the sleepers of the house?
Gentle lady, 'tis not for me to hear, me to speak what I can say. The repetition in a woman's ear would murder as it fell. Oh, Banquo! Banquo, our royal master is murdered.
Well, alas, what, in our house?
Too cruel anywhere. Dear Duff, I prithee, contradict thyself, and say it is not so.
Had I but died a moment before this chance, I had lived a blessed time. For from this moment, there's nothing serious in mortality. All is but toys, renown and grace is dead.
What is amiss?
Your royal father is murdered.
Oh. By whom?
Those of his chamber, as it seemed, had done it. Their faces and hands were embadged with blood, as were their daggers, which we found laying upon their pillows. They stared and were distracted. No man's life was to be trusted with them.
Oh, I do repent me of my fury that I did kill them.
Wherefore did you so?
Who can be wise, amazed, temperate, furious, loyal, and neutral in a moment? No man. The violent outbursts of my love outrun the positive reason. Here lay Duncan, his silver skin laced in his golden blood. His gashed stabs looked like breaches in nature for ruin's wasteful interest. Who could refrain that had a heart to love, and in that heart courage to make love known?
Help me hence. Look to the lady.
Why do we hold our tongues when most may claim this argument for ours? What should be spoken here? Where our fate, hid in an auger hole, may rush up and seize us? Let's away. Our tears are not yet brewed, nor our strong sorrow upon the foot of motion.
Look to the lady! And when we have our naked frailties hid that suffer in exposure, let us meet and question this most bloody piece of work to know it further. Fears and scruples shake us. In the great hand of God I stand, and thence, against the undivulged pretense, I fight with treasonous malice.
And so do I.
Let us briefly put on manly readiness and meet them all together.
This murderous shaft that shot hath not yet lighted, and our safest way is to avoid the aim. Therefore, to horse. And let us not be dainty of leave-taking, but shift away. There's warrant in that theft that steals itself, when there's no mercy left.
How does the world say now?
Why, see you not?
Is it known who did this more than bloody deed?
Those that Macbeth had slain,
Alas the day, what good could they pretend?
they were suborned. Malcolm, the king's sons, are all stolen away and fled, which puts upon them suspicion of the deed.
Against nature still, thriftless ambition that will raven up thine own life's means. Then 'tis most like the sovereignty will fall upon Macbeth.
He's already named and traveled to Scone to be invested.
Where is Duncan's body?
Carried to Colmkill, the sacred storehouse of his predecessors and guardian of their bones.
Will you to Scone?
No cousin, out to Fife.
Well, I will thither.
Well, see things well done there. Adieu.
Thou hast it now. King Cawdor Glamis all, as the weird women promised. And I fear thou playedst most foully for it. Yet it was said, it should not stand in thy posterity, that myself should be the root and father of many kings. If there come truth from them, as upon thee, Macbeth, their speeches shine, why by the verities on thee made good, may they not be my oracles as well, and set me up in hope? But hush, no more.
Here is our chief guest.
Who looked for missing would be as a whole in our great feast and all things unbecoming.
Tonight we will hold a solemn supper, sir, and I'll request your presence.
Let your highness command upon me, to the which my duties are with a most indissoluble tie forever met.
Arrived you this afternoon.
Aye, my good lord.
We would else require your good advice, which have been most brave and prosperous. But more of that tomorrow. Is it far you're at?
As far, my lord, as will fill up the time twixt this and supper.
Fail not our feast.
Oh, my lord, I will not.
We hear our cousins are in England and Ireland, not confessing their cruel patricide, but filling their hearers with strange invention. But more of that tomorrow when we have cause of state cravings jointly. Hie you to horse. Adieu. Goes Cleonce with you?
Oh, aye, my good lord. Our time does call upon us.
Well, I wish your horses swift and sure of foot. Farewell. To be thus is nothing, but to be safely thus. Our fears in Banquo stick deep. In his royalty of nature lies that which would be feared. In him, the dauntless temper of the mind that doth guide his valor to act in safety. There's none but he whose being I do fear, and under him my genius is rebuked. They hailed him father to a line of kings, and upon my head they placed a fruitless crown, and a barren scepter in my gripe, thence to be wrenched with an unlineal hand, no son of mine succeeding. If it be so, then for them the gracious Duncan have I murdered. But rancors in the vessel of my peace, only for them, to make them kings, the seed of Banquo kings. Rather than so, come fate to the list and champion me to the utterance. Was it not yesterday we spoke?
It was, so please your highness.
Have you considered of my speeches, how wrought the instruments, who crossed with them, and all things else that to a crazed notion might say, thus did Banquo?
You made it known to us.
I did, and I went further, which is now our point of second meeting. Both of you know Banquo is your enemy.
True, my lord.
So is he mine. And though I could, with barefaced power, sweep him from my sight and bid my will avouch it, yet I must not, for certain friends that are both his and mine, whose loves I may not drop, do wail his fall, which I myself have struck down. And thus it is to your assistance that I do make love, masking the business for sundry weighty reasons.
We shall, my lord, perform what you command us.
Though our lives...
Your spirits sign through you. Within the hour at most, acquaint yourself with the perfect spy, the time, the moment on it, for it must be done tonight and from the castle. And with him, to leave no rubs nor botches in the work, Cleonce's son, whose absence is no less material to me, must embrace the fate of that dark cavern. Acquaint yourselves anon.
We are resolved, my lord.
Farewell. Banquo, thy soul's flight, but find heaven, must find out tonight.
Is Banquo gone from court?
Aye, madam, but returns again tonight.
Tell the king I would attend his leisure for a word.
Madam, I will.
Not had, all spent, and that which we desired is got without content. Would be safer to be that which we destroy than by destruction live in doubtful joy. My worthy lord, why do you keep yourself alone of sorriest fancies your company making, using thoughts which indeed should have died with those they think on? Things without remedy should be without regard. What's done is done.
Let the frame of things disjoint, both the world suffer. There we will eat our meal and fear and sleep. Better to be with the dead, whom we to gain our peace have sent to peace, than to lie in restless ecstasy of the afflicted mind, in those terrors that do shake us nightly. Duncan is in his grave. After life's fitful fever, he sleeps well.
Seek over your rugged looks. Be bright and jovial for our guests tonight.
I shall, and so I pray be you. Make your face a visor to your heart, hiding what it is.
You must leave this.
Full of scorpions is my mind, dear wife. Thou knowest that. Banquo and Spleon's lips.
But in them, nature's copy is not eternal.
There's comfort yet. They are assailable. Be thou jocund. Why, ere that hath blown is cloistered flat, black agate's sun. There will be done a deed of dreadful moment.
What's to be done?
Desire not the knowledge, dear Chuck, till thou applaud the deed. Though thou marvelest at my words, hold be still. Things bad begun make strong themselves by it. So pretty. Go with me.
But who did bid thee join with us?
Macbeth.
He needs not our mistrust, since he delivers our offices and what we have to do to the direction just.
Then stand with us. The west yet glimmers with streaks of day. Now spurs the late traveler apace to gain the timely inn. And near approaches the subject of our watch.
Hark, I hear horses.
There's a light there. Ho!
Then too, those that are within the middle of expectation already are in the court.
His horses go about.
Almost a mile. You may see them, so all men do, come from hence to the palace gate, maketh their walk.
A light!
'Tis he.
Stand to it.
It'll be rain tonight.
Let it come down.
Oh, treachery! Fly, good playouts, fly!
Who'd strike out the lights?
What's not the way?
'Tis but one down, the sun is fled.
We have lost best half of our affair.
Well, let's away and say how much is done.
You know your own degrees, gentlemen. Sit down at first and last a hearty welcome.
Thanks to your majesty.
Ourself will play the humble host, while our hostess keeps her state. You will require her welcome.
Pronounce it for me to all our friends. My heart says they are welcome.
Both sides are leaders. I'll sit in the midst, be large in mirth. We'll drink a measure of the table round. There's blood on my face.
'Tis Banquo's then.
Better be without than be with him. Is he dispatched?
Aye, my lord, his throat is cut. That I did for him.
Thou art the best of the cutthroats. Yet he's good that did the like for Fleance. Thou didst. Thou art the non-Perrier.
Most royal lord, Fleance escaped.
Then comes my fate again. I had else been perfect, whole as the marble, founded as the rock. Now I'm cabined, cribbed, confined, bound in by saucy doubts and fears. But Banquo safe?
Aye, my lord, safe in a ditch he bides, with 20 trenched gashes on his head, the least of death to nature.
Thank you for that. Farewell. We'll hear ourselves tomorrow.
My lord, you do not bring the cheer.
Sweet remembrancer, good digestion, and health wait on both.
May it please your highness, sit.
Here had we our country's honor root, or the grace person of our banquo present, who I may rather challenge for unkindness, feel pity for mischance.
His absence, sir, lays blame upon his promise. Please it your highness to grace us with your royal company.
The table's full.
Here is the place reserved, sir.
Where?
Here, my good lord. What is that moves your majesty?
Which of you have done this?
What, my good lord?
Thou canst not say that I have done it. Never shake thy gory locks at me.
Gentlemen, rise. His highness is not well.
Sit, worthy lords. My lord is often thus, and has been since his youth. 'Tis a strange infirmity. The fit is momentary. Upon a thought, it will leave him. Pray you, feed and regard him not. Are you a man?
I am a bold one that dare look on, might appall the devil.
Oh, proper stuff. This is the very painting of true fear. This is the air-drawn dagger, which you said led you to Duncan. All these Mars and Starts, impostors to true fear, are more becoming of a woman's tale and a winter's fire, authorized by her granddad. Shame itself. Why are you making these faces?
Why there, look, behold, look, lo. Why, what say you? Why care I? Would graves and charnel houses send those that we bury back? Our monuments shall be the maws of kites.
Quite unmanned by folly.
If I stand here, I saw it.
For shame.
Blood hath been shed in the olden time, ere human statute purged the gentle wheel. Aye, and since two murders have been performed, too terrible for the ear.
My lord, your noble friends do lack you.
Forgive me, I have a strange infirmity which is nothing to those that know me. Here I'll sit. Give me some wine. Fill full. I drink to the general joy of the whole table, and to Banquo, our dear friend, would he were here.
Our duties and the pledge.
Avaunt, and quit my sight! Thy bones are marrowless, thy blood is cold. Thou hast no speculation in those eyes which thou dost glare with.
Think of this, dear friends, as but a thing of custom. 'Tis no other, but it spoils the pleasure of the time.
Approach thou like the rugged Russian bear, the armed rhinoceros, or the Hircan tiger. Take any form, but that, in my firm nerves, will never tremble, nor shake with fear again. Dare me to the test with thy sword. If trembling I inhabit then, protest me the baby of a girl. Hence, horrible shadow, unreal mockery, hence! Why, being gone, I am a man again.
Broken the mirth with quite admired disorder, my lord.
Can such things be and overcome us like summer's cloud? You make me strange to the disposition I owe, thinking that you can hold such sights and maintain the natural ruby of your cheeks when mine is blanched with fear.
What sights, my lord?
He grows worse and worse. Questions enrage him. Please go at once.
Good evening, and better health attend His Majesty.
Kind good night to you both.
It will have blood, they say. Blood will have blood. Stones have been known to move and trees to speak. What is the night?
Almost at odds with the morning, which is which.
How sayest thou? Doth denies his person at our great request.
Did you send to him, sir?
I'll send tomorrow. There's not a one, but in his service. Keep the servant feed. I will tomorrow, and betimes I will to the weird sisters. For I am bent to know by the worst means the worst. For my own health. Strange things I have in head, which must ahand, and must be acted ere they may be scanned.
And who lack the season of all nature, sleep.
Come. Will to sleep. As strange and self-abuse is the initiate of fear, once hard use. We are but young indeed.
We will have a 15-minute intermission.
Oh, I have
I don't know if you can pause it right now. I think we're just gonna let it roll.
Cool. Except for you, please cut this off.
Yes, you text the bus now. She should be in the and he'll be out of the street.
No, that's not the answer. You know, yes.
How a flavor that I've never tasted before. Like can't pinpoint the fish. It's pizza I would see one when it's like it's wrong because
That was your exercise for today. Barb sees her next to
there's nothing that's going on.
Oh no, it might actually be something else. Like, I was like,
My former speeches have but hit your thoughts, which can interpret further. Only, I say things have been strangely mourned. The gracious Duncan was pitied of Macbeth. Marry, he was dead. And the right valiant Banquo walked too late, which, you may say, if please you Fleance killed, for Fleance fled. Men must not walk too late. And who cannot want the thought how monstrous it was for Malcolm to kill his own father? Damned fact! How it did grieve Macbeth! Did he not in pious rage the two delinquents tear? What 'twere to kill a father, so should Fleance. But peace, for from those broad words, and because he failed his presence at the master's feast, I hear Macduff lives in disgrace. Sir, do you know where he bestows himself?
The son of Duncan, from whom this tyrant holds the due of birth, lives in the English court, and is received of the most pious Edward with such grace that the malevolence of fortune nothing takes from his high respect. Thither Macduff is gone to pray the holy king, upon his aid to wake Northumberland and warlike Seward, that by the help of these, with him above to ratify the work, we may again give to our tables meat, Sleep to our nights, free from our feasts and banquets, bloody knives. Do faithful homage and receive free honors, all which we pine for now. And this report hath so exasperate the king that he prepares for some attempt of war.
Sent he to Macduff?
He did, and with an absolute "sir, not I," the cloudy messenger turns me his back, and hums as who should say, "You'll rue the day that clogs me with this answer."
And that well might. Advise him to a caution to keep what distance his wisdom can provide. Some holy angel fly to the court of England, and unfold his message ere he come, that a swift blessing may return to this our suffering country under a hand accursed.
I'll send my prayers with him.
Thrice the brinded cat hath mewed, thrice and once the hedge pig whined.
Harpier cries, 'tis time, 'tis time.
Round about the cauldron go, in the poisoned entrails throw. Toad that under cold stone, night and days has 31. Sweltered venom sleeping got, boiled out first in the charmed pot. Double, double, toil and trouble, fire burn and cauldron bubble.
Fillet of a fenny snake, in the cauldron boil and bake. Eye of newt and toe of frog, wool of bat and tongue of dog. Adder's fork and blind worm's sting, lizard's leg and owlet's wing. For a charm of powerful trouble, like a hell broth boil and bubble.
Double, double, toil and trouble, fire burn and cauldron bubble.
Scale of dragon, tooth of wolf, witch's money, maw and gulf of the rabid salt sea shark. Root of hemlock digged to the dark, liver of blaspheming Jew, gall of goat and slips of yew, silvered in the moon's eclipse, nose of Turk and Tartar's lips, finger of bird strangled babe, dish delivered by a drab, make the gruel, thicken the slab, add thereto a tiger's charge and pour the ingredients of our cauldron.
Double, double, toil and trouble, fire burn and cauldron bubble.
Cool it with a baboon's blood, then the charm is firm and good. By the pricking of my thumbs, something wicked this way comes. Open locks, whoever knocks.
How now, you secret black and midnight hags? What is it you do?
A deed without a name.
I conjure you, by that which you profess, however it is you come to know it, answer what I ask.
Speak.
Demand.
We'll answer. Say if thou'd rather hear it from our mouths or from our masters.
Call him, let me see him.
Poor and so's blood that hath eaten, her 9 pharaohs, grease that sweeten, from the murders give it throw into the flame. Come high or low, thyself and office deftly show.
Tell me, thou unknown power.
He knows thy thought. Hear his speech, but say thou not.
Macbeth, Macbeth, Macbeth. Beware Macduff. Beware the Thane of Fife. Dismiss me. Enough.
Whatever thou art, thank you for your warning. It has taught my fears right. One word more.
He will not be commanded. Here's another more potent than the first.
Macbeth! Macbeth! Macbeth!
Had I 3 years, I'll hear thee.
Be bloody, bold, and resolute. Laugh to scorn the power of man, for none of woman born shall harm Macbeth.
Then live, Macduff, what need I fear of thee? Yes, I'll make assurance double sure. Thou shalt not live, that I may tell pale-hearted fear that it lies and sleep in spite of thunder. What spirit is this that rises like the issue of a king?
Listen, but speak not to it.
Be lion metal, proud, and take no care who chafes, who frets, or where conspirers are. Macbeth shall never vanquished be until great Birnam Wood to high Dunsinane Hill shall come against him.
That will never be, who can impress the forest, bid the tree unfix his earthbound root. Sweet Boden's good, rebellion's head rise never till Birnam Wood rise. And our high place Macbeth shall live the lease of nature and pay his breath to time and mortal custom. But my heart throbs to know one thing more. Will Banquo's issue ever reign in this kingdom?
Seek to know no more.
Answer me this, I will not be denied. Deny me this, and the eternal curse shall fall upon me.
Show, show, show. Show his eyes and grieve his heart. Come like shadows, so depart.
Thou art too like the spirit of Banquo. Down. What is this? A second, like the former? A third, like the first? Why do you show me this filthy hags? A fourth, stark eyes. What, will this stretch on to the crack of doom? A seventh, and an eighth, which bears a glass, which shows me many more. And some that twofold ball and treble scepter carry. What, is this so? I see it is. The blood-vultured Banquo smiles upon me and points at them for his. What is this so?
Aye, sir, all this is so, but why stands Macbeth thus amazedly? Come, sisters, cheer me up his sprites, and show the best of our delights. I'll charm the air to make a sound while you perform your antic round, that this great king may kindly say our duties did his welcome pay.
Where goes thou? And what sound is this? Let this day stand I accursed in the calendar. Come in without there.
What is your grace's will?
Saw you the weird sisters.
No, my lord.
Came they not by you?
No, indeed, my lord.
And cursed be the air whereon they ride, and damned all those that trust them. I heard the galloping horse, who was it came by?
Some 2 or 3, my lord, that have come to bring word that Macbeth has fled to England.
Fled to England?
Aye, my lord.
Time thou anticipatest my dread exploits. To crown my thoughts with acts, be it thought and done. The castle of Macduff I will surprise. Seize upon Fife, give to the edge of the sword his wife, his babes, and all those souls unfortunate enough to trace him in their line. This deed I will do before the purpose cool. No more boasting like a fool. But no more sights. Where are these gentlemen? Bring me where they are.
What had he done to make him fly the land?
You must have patience, madam.
He had none. When our actions do not, our fears do make us traitors.
You know not whether it was his wisdom or his fear.
Wisdom, to leave his wife, to leave his babes, his mansion and his titles in a place from whence himself does fly. He loves us not. He wants the natural touch. For the poor wren, the most diminutive of birds, will fight her young ones in her nest against the owl. All is the fear and nothing is the love, when the flight so runs against all reason.
My dearest coz, I pray you school yourself. I dare not speak much further, but cruel are the times when we are traitors and do not know ourselves. I take my leave. Shall not be long, but I'll be here again. My pretty cousin, blessing upon you.
Sirrah, your father's dead. What will you do now? How will you live?
With what I get.
Poor bird.
My father is not dead, for all you're saying.
Yes, he is. And how will you do for a father?
Nay, how will you do for a husband?
Why, I can buy me 20 at any market.
Then you'll buy him to sell him again.
Thou speaks with all thy wit, and yet, if faith, with wit enough for faith.
Was father a traitor, mother?
Aye, that he was.
What is a traitor?
One that swears and lies.
And be all traitors that do so?
Everyone,
and everyone must be hanged.
And must they all be hanged that swear and lie?
Everyone.
Who must hang them?
Why, the honest men.
Then the liars and the swearers are fools. For there are liars and swearers enough to beat the honest men and hang up them.
God help thee, poor monkey, but how will you do for a father?
If he were dead, you'd cry for him. If you would not, it were a good sign I shall shortly have a new father.
Poor prattler, how thou talk'st.
Bless you, fair dame. I am not to you known, though in your state of honor I am perfect. I do doubt some danger lies nearby. If you will take a homely man's advice, be not found here. I dare abide no longer. Heaven preserve you.
Whither should I fly? I have done no harm, and yet I remember I am in this earthly world, where to do wrong, often laudable, to do good, sometime accounted dangerous folly. Why then, alas, do I put up that womanly defense and say I have done no wrong?
Where is your husband?
I hope not in a place so unsanctified where such as thou may find him.
He's a traitor.
Thou liest, thou shag-haired villain!
What, you egg? Young fry of treachery?
Run, mother! He has killed me! My brain!
Let us seek out some desolate shade, and there weep our sad bosoms empty.
Let us rather hold fast the mortal sword, and like good men, bestride our downfall and birthdom.
This tyrant, whose sole name blisters our tongues, was once thought honest. You have loved him well. He hath not touched you yet. I am young, but something in him you may deserve through me, and wisdom to offer up a weak, poor, innocent lamb to appease an angry god.
I'm not treacherous.
But Macbeth is. A good and virtuous nature may recoil an imperial virtue. Angels are bright still, though the brightest fell. Though all things foul would wear the brows of grace, yet grace must still look so.
Fare thee well, Lord. I would not be the villain that thou thinkest, not for the space that's in the tyrant's grasp, or the rich east to boot.
Be not offended. I speak not as in absolute fear of you. I think our country sinks beneath the yoke. It weeps, it bleeds, and each new day a gash is added to her wounds. When I shall tread upon the tyrant's head, or wear it on my sword, yet my poor country shall have more vice than e'er it had before, more suffer and more sundry ways than ever by him that shall succeed.
What shall he be?
It is myself, I mean, in whom I know every vice that once revealed. Black Macbeth shall seem as pure as snow compared with my harms. Oh, I grant him bloody, false, luxurious, avaricious, sudden, malicious, but there's no bottom, none, in my voluptuousness. Of your wives, your daughters, your matrons, and your maids could not fill up the cistern of my lust. Better Macbeth than such a one to reign. In my most ill-composed affection, such a staunchless avarice, that I should desire the rich house, desire this one's jewels, that one's land, and start quarrels against the good and loyal, destroying them for wealth.
Not in the legions of horrid hell can come a devil more damned in evils to top Macbeth. Thy royal father was a most sainted king. The queen that bore thee, oftener upon her knees than on her feet, died every day she lived. Fare thee well, Lord. These evils thou repeatest upon thyself have banished me from Scotland. Oh, my breast, I hope ends here.
Macduff, this noble passion, child of integrity, hath from my soul wiped the black scruples, cleared my thoughts to thy good truth and honor. I speak truly. My first false speaking was this, unto myself. And what I am truly is thine. and my poor countries to command, where old Seward, with 10,000 warlike men already at a point, is setting forth. Now we'll together, and the chance of goodness be like our warranted quarrel. Why are you silent?
Such welcome and unwelcome things at once, 'tis hard to reconcile.
Well, more anon. What's the news?
Aye, sir, there is a crew of wretched souls that stay his cure. Their malady convinces the great assay of art, but at his touch, such sanctity hath heaven given his hand, they presently amend.
I thank you, doctor.
What's the disease he means?
'Tis called the evil.
Oh, see who comes here.
Ah. What's the news?
My cousin. Welcome hither.
Oh, but yet I know him not.
My ever-gentle cousin.
Oh, I know him now. Good God. The times remove the means that make us strangers.
Sir, amen.
Let's stay in Scotland where it stood.
Alas, poor country, almost afraid to know itself. It cannot be called our mother, but our grave, where nothing, but who knows nothing, is once seen to smile, where sighs and groans and shrieks that rend the air are made, not marked, where violent sorrow seems a modern ecstasy. The dead man's knell is there scarce asked for who, and good men's lives expire before the flowers in their caps, dying or ere they sicken.
Oh, relation. Too nice and yet too true.
What's the newest grief?
That of an hour's age doth hiss the speaker. Each minute teems a new one.
How does my wife?
Let not your ears despise my tongue forever, which shall possess them with the heaviest sound that ever yet they heard. Your castle is surprised. Your wife and babes savagely slaughtered. To relate the manner where on the quarter of these murdered deer, to add the death of you.
Merciful heavens. What man, never pull your hat upon your brows, give sorrow words. The grief that does not speak whispers the o'erfraught heart and bids it break.
Children too.
Wife, children, servants, all that could be found.
And I must be from thence. My wife killed too.
I've said,
Be comforted. Let's make medicines of our great revenge to cure this deadly grief.
He has no children. What, all my pretty ones? Did you say all? Okay, all? What? All my pretty little chickens and their dam at one fell swoop?
Dispute it like a man.
I shall do so, but I must also feel it as a man. I cannot but remember such things were that were most precious to me. Did heaven look on and would not take their part? Sinful Macduff, they were all struck for thee. Not that I am, not for their own demerits, but for mine fell slaughter on their souls. Heaven rest them now.
Be this the whetstone of your sword, convert grief to anger. Blunt not the heart, enrage it.
I could play the woman with my eyes and braggart with my tongue, but gentle heavens, bring thou this fiend of Scotland and myself. Within my sword's length set him. If he escape, heaven forgive him too.
This tune goes manly. Come, go we to the king. Our power is ready. Our lack is nothing but our leave. Macbeth is ripe for shaking, and the powers above put on their instruments. Receive what cheer you may. The night is long that never finds the day.
I have for 2 nights watched with you and can find no truth in your report. When was it you said she last walked?
Since His Majesty went into the fields, I have seen her rise from her bed, throw her nightgown upon her, unlock her closet, take forth paper, fold it, write upon it, read it, afterwards seal it, and again return to bed, Yet all this while in a most fast sleep.
A great perturbation in nature to have at once the benefits of sleep and do the effects of watching. In this slumbery agitation, what, other than walking and other actual performances, have you heard her at any time say?
Nothing I will repeat after her.
We may be, and 'tis most meet you should.
Neither to you nor anyone having no witness to confirm my speech. Lo you, here she comes. This is her very guise, and upon my life, fast asleep, observe her stand pose.
How came she by that light?
It is upon her continually, 'tis her command.
Well, you see, her eyes are open.
Aye, but their sense is shut.
Just as she does now. Look how she rubs her hands.
It is an accustomed action with her to seem like she is washing her hands. I have known her continue in this a quarter of an hour.
Yet here's a spot.
Hark, she speaks.
Out, dead spot, out, I say! 1, 2. Why then, 'tis time to do it. Hell is murky. Fie, my lord, fie, what? A soldier and a fear. What have we to fear who know it? When our power cannot be called into account? Who would have thought the old man had so much blood in him?
Did you mark that?
The Thane of Fife, he had a wife. Where is she now? Will this hand never be clean? No more on that, my lord, no more on that. You do mar with all this starting.
Go to, you have heard what you should not.
She has spoke what she should not. Heaven knows what she has known, I am sure of it.
Yet here's the smell of blood. Oh, the perfume of Arabia could not sweeten this little hand.
That is quite a sigh. The heart is sorely charged.
I would not have such a heart in my bosom for the dignity of the whole body.
Well,
Pray God it be well, sir.
this disease is beyond my practice. Though I have known those to walk in their sleep die wholly in their beds.
Come, my lord, come. Put on your nightgown, wash your hands. I tell you again, Banquo is buried. He cannot come out of his grave.
Even so.
Come, give me your hand. To bed. Come to bed, to bed. To bed, to bed.
Is she to bed now?
Directly.
How whispers are abroad. Unnatural deeds do breed unnatural troubles. Infected minds to their deaf pillows discharge their secrets. God help us all. More needs she to divine than a physician. Go, look after her, remove all annoyances from her, and do keep eyes on her.
Good night, good doctor.
My mind she has made it, and my sight amazed. I think what they are not speaking.
The English power is near, led on by Malcolm, his uncle Seward, and the good Macbeth. Revenges burn in them, and for their dear causes, would to the bleeding and grim alarm excite the mortified man.
Near Burnham Wood shall we well meet them. That way they are coming.
To be certain, sir, I have a file of all the English gentry. There is Seward's son, and many unrough youths who even now do protest their first amendment.
What does the tyrant?
The great Dunsinane he strongly fortifies. Others call him mad, others that lesser hate him do call it valiant fury. But, to be certain, he cannot buckle his distempered cause under the belt of rule.
Now does he feel his secret murder sticking on his hands. Now minutely revolts upbraid his faith breach. Those he commands move only in command, nothing in love. Now does he feel his titles hang loose about him like a giant's robes upon a dwarfish thief.
Who then shall blame his pestered senses to recoil and start when all that is within him does condemn itself for being there?
Well, march we on, to give obedience where it is truly owed, to meet the medicine of the sickly wheel, and with him, pour we in our country's purge each drop of us.
Or, so much as it needs, to do the sovereign flower and drown the weeds, make we our march towards Burnham.
Bring me no more reports, let them fly all. So Burnham Wood do remove to Dunsinane. I cannot taint with fear. What's the boy Malcolm? Was he not born of woman? I have heard spirits that know all mortal consequence pronounce me thus. Fear not, no man or woman shall ever have power upon thee. The mind I sway by, and the heart that I bear shall never sag with doubt, nor taint with fear. How does your patient, doctor?
Not so sick, my lord, as troubled with thick coming fancies that do keep her from her rest.
Cure her of that. Canst thou not minister to a mind diseased, raise out the written truth, pluck from the mind a rooted sorrow, cleanse the bosom of that perilous stuff which does weigh upon the heart?
Therein the patient must minister to themselves.
Throw physic to the dogs. Oh, none of it. I await word of a messenger from Burnham Wood.
What news?
How goes thou with that goose look? The devil damn thee black.
There is 10,000
Geese! Villain!
soldiers, sir.
Go overrid thy fear and pluck thy face. What soldiers patch death of thy cheeks? Thy cheeks are counselors to fear. What soldiers, wait face?
The English force so please you.
Take thy face hence. Satan! I am sick when I behold. Satan! My life has fallen into the seer, yellow leaf. That which should accompany old age, such as friends, love, honor, obedience, I must not look to have in their stead curses, not loud but deep. Mouth, honor, breath, but dare not deny. Satan!
What is your gracious pleasure?
What news more?
All is confirmed, my lord, which was reported.
Fetch my sword. Send out. Doctor, the things fly from us. I shall not fear death in vain till Burnham do come to Dunsinane.
Cousins, I hope the days are near at hand that Chambers will be safe.
We doubt it nothing.
What woods are these before us?
The wood of Burnham.
Let every soldier hew him down a bough and bear it before him. That way we may shadow the numbers of our host and make discovery err in report of us.
It shall be done. We learn no other than that the confident tyrant keeps still in Dunsinane, and shall endure our setting down before it.
'Tis his main hope, for both more and less have given him the revolt, and none serve with him but constrained things whose hearts are absent too.
Let our just censures attend the true event, and put we on industrious soldiership.
The time approaches that will with due decision make us know what we shall say we have and what we owe. Thus speculative their unsure hopes relate, but certain issues strokes must arbitrate, towards which advance the war.
Place our banners on the outward walls. The cry is still they come. Our castle will laugh a siege to scorn. Let them lie there till famine claim them. Were they not met with those that should be ours, we would have met them dereful, beard to beard, and beat them backward home. What noise is this?
It is the cry of women, my good lord.
The time has been that I would have cooled to hear a night shriek. I fell here, but a dismal treatise roused, as life were in it. I have supped full with horrors, and direness cannot once start me. Wherefore was this noise?
The queen, my lord, is dead.
She should have died hereafter. There would have been a time for such a word. Tomorrow, and tomorrow, and tomorrow, creeps in this petty pace, from day to day. Our yesterdays have lighted fools the way to dusty death. Out, out, brief candle. Life's but a walking shadow. A poor player that struts and frets his time upon the stage, and then is heard no more. It is a tale told by an idiot, full of sound and fury, signifying nothing. Thou comest to use thy tongue, thy story quickly.
Gracious, my lord, I come to report that which I say I saw, but know not how to do it.
Well say, sir.
As I did stand watch upon the tower, I looked toward Burnham, and anon methought a wood began to move.
Liar and slave!
Let me endure your wrath if it be not so. Look out at that 3 mile. You may see it coming, a moving grove.
If thou speakest false, upon the next tree shalt thou hang till famine and the ague claim thee. If thou speakest sooth, I care not if thou do as much for me. I pull in resolution and begin to doubt the equivocation of the fiend that lies like truth. Fear not till Burnham Wood do come to Dunsinane, and now a wood is come to Dunsinane. Arm and out. If this which he avouches does appear, there is no flying hence nor tarrying here. I begin to be weary of the sun, in which the estate of the world were now undone. Ring the alarm bell! Low wind come rack, at least we'll die with harness on our back.
Now hear enough. Your leafy screens throw down and show like those you are. You, worthy uncle, shall with my cousin, your right noble son, lead our first battle. Worthy Macduff and we shall take upon us what remains to do, according to the order.
Fare you well. Do we but find the tyrant's power tonight, let us be beaten if we cannot fight.
Make all our trumpets speak. Give them all breath. Those clamorous harbingers of blood and death.
They have tied me to a stake. I cannot fly, but fair like I must fight the course.
What is thy name?
Thou must be afraid to hear it.
No, though thou callest thyself a hotter name than any in hell.
My name's Macbeth.
The devil himself could not pronounce a title more hateful to mine ear.
No, nor more fearful.
Thou liest, abhorred tyrant, with my sword I'll prove the lie thou speakst.
Thy sword I smile at, weapons left to scorn, brandished by man, that's of woman born.
That were the noises. Tyrant, show thy face. If thou beest slain and with no stroke of mine, my wife and children's ghosts will haunt me still. I cannot strike at wretched kerns whose arms are hired to bear their staves. Either thou, Macbeth, or my unbloodied sword I sheath again undeeded. By this great clatter one of greatest note seems brooded. Let me find him fortune, and more I beg not.
This way, my lord. The tyrant's people on both sides do fight. The noble thanes do bravely in the war. The day almost itself professes yours, and little is to do.
We've met with foes that strike beside us.
Come, sir, the castle.
Should I play the Roman fool and die upon my own sword, whiles I see to live the gashes through better upon them?
Turn, hellhound, turn.
Of all men else I have avoided thee. But get thee back, my soul is charged with blood of thine already.
I have no words. My voice is in my sword. Thou bloodier villain than terms can give thee out.
Thou losest labor. As easy mayest thou the intrenchant air impress as make me bleed. I bear a charmed life, which must not yield to one of woman born.
Despair thy charm, and let the angel whom thou still hast served tell thee Macduff was from his mother's womb untimely ripped.
Accursed be the tongue that tells me so. I'll not fight with thee.
Then yield thee, coward, and live to be the show and gaze of the time. We'll have thee, as our rarer monsters are, painted on a pole and underwrit, here may you see the tyrant.
I will not yield to kiss the ground at young Malcolm's feet, or to be baited with the rabble's curse. Though Burnham be come to Dunsinane, and thou opposed being no woman born, yet I will try the last. Before my body I throw my warlike shield. Lay on, Macduff. Damned be he that first cries hold enough.
Some must go off, but yet by these I see a day as great as this is cheaply bought.
Macduff is missing, and your noble son.
Your son, my lord, has paid a soldier's debt. He only lived but till he was a man, the which no sooner had his prowess confirmed in the unshrinking station where he fought, but like a man he died.
Then he is dead.
Ay, and brought off the field. Your cause of sorrow must not be measured by his worth, for then it hath no end.
Had he his hurts before?
Ay, on the front.
Why, then God's soldier he be. If I had as many sons as I had hairs, I would not wish them to a fair death. And so his knell is knolled.
He's worth more sorrow, and that all spent for him.
He's worth no more. They say he settled his price, he paid his score. So God be with him. Look, here comes newer comfort.
Hail, King, for so thou art. Behold, the usurper's cursed head. The time is free. I see thee compassed in thy kingdom's pearls, whose voices I desire aloud with mine. Hail, King of Scotland.
Hail, King of Scotland!